Another day, another Filipino story. The Philippine government has been requesting the return of the bells from the US every few years. Each time, the American government declines, following complaints from the Wyoming veteran organizations and the state's congressional delegations. The Defense Department, however, appears to be mostly content with the idea that the Bells of Balangiga should return to the location where American troops captured them so long time ago. That hasn't stopped the Wyoming senators from once again yelling bloody murder at the idea of sending a Wyoming War Memorial honoring the state's fallen soldiers abroad. Actually, not a single soldier who took part in the Battle of Balangiga was from Wyoming. The Philippine-American War, which started in 1898 after the U.S. seized control of Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines from Spain, is known by the Filipinos as the Balangiga Massacre, and it is one of the most intriguing battles in history. In 1898, American troops were welcomed in the Philippines as liberators. However, when it was obvious that they had no intention of granting the islands independence, the rebels fought the unwelcome invaders. On September 28, 1901, the people in the summer island town of Balangiga ambushed Americans tasked with maintaining order there. Company C's commanding officer, Captain Thomas Connell, made two critical errors. The first thing he did was permit his soldiers to leave their weapons in the barracks and allow them to eat their meals outside. Second, he agreed to the local police chief's offer to hire locals to work on a sanitation crew in an effort to stop the cholera outbreak. The sanitation crew were actually insurgents who planned on attacking the American soldiers. They transported coffins to the town that purportedly contained cholera-dead children. Inside the coffins were weapons to fight the soldiers. To keep the soldiers from becoming alarmed by the sudden absence of women, after the Filipinos sent all the women and children out of town, some men put on dresses. The police chief started the assault by grabbing a private's rifle and hitting him in the head. At least 10 American survivors claimed that the Catholic Church bells rang out to announce the start of the attack. The locals who were serving the men breakfast began slashing the diners with their bolo knives, some of whom were then beheaded. There were 48 American service members killed and numerous others injured. Since the Battle of Little Bighorn, it was the largest massacre of American soldiers. A few survivors were able to escape by boat and make its way to another American outpost, where they told their story. General Jacob Smith, a survivor of the massacre at Wounded Knee in South Dakota more than 10 years prior, sought prompt and effective retribution. Any male over the age of 10 was to be killed, and the area was to be turned into a howling wilderness, he commanded his men. "I want no prisoners," he said. "I wish you to kill and burn. The more you kill and burn, the better I will be. It will please me." His soldiers destroyed food supplies, killed civilians, and largely burned down the town. Although the precise number of fatalities following Howling Jack's order has never been verified, different reports place the toll between several hundred and several thousand. After a year, it was calculated that the population had dropped by 15,000, with the loss being attributed to starvation, Smith's deadly retaliation, and people fleeing for their safety. Later, Smith was court-martialed for giving brutal orders at Balangiga, but his superiors gave him a lenient admonishment sentence. Theodore Roosevelt, however, who was furious, compelled him to resign. Under Smith's orders, the 11th Infantry destroyed a large portion of Balangiga and took 3 bells from the nearby church. The 9th Infantry received the one allegedly used to warn of the ambush. In 1904, the 11th Infantry made its way back to the country and spent some time at Fort D.A. Russell in Wyoming. The Bells were simply left when it moved on to its next assignment. The 9th Infantry, meanwhile, kept its lone bell, which is now on display at its current base in South Korea. The two bells in Wyoming are a part of a monument at Warren's parade ground. For the purpose of viewing them, the general public must first obtain authorization to enter the base. Veterans organizations have consistently backed keeping them there for decades, even though it is not a popular sight. In 1997, there was some support for a plan to duplicate the bells and give one authentic and one copy to Warren and the Catholic Church of Balangiga, but the plan never materialized. Are we going to tear down the Vietnam Wall in a century and send half of it back to Vietnam? Questioned Joe Sestak, the district commander of the Wyoming American Legion and one of the Bell's most ardent supporters. Sestak, however, underwent a complete change of heart in 2005, voting with 7 of the Wyoming Veterans Commission's 11 members to send the bells back. Do I believe the bells should return to the Philippines only to be housed in a museum? Sestak replied to his fellow commissioners, "No. They should be in the bell tower of the church in Balangiga. The church also desires to see that. It could finally happen unless Wyoming's congressional delegation throws a monkey wrench into the plan. We believe that moving the bells establishes a dangerous precedent for future veteran memorials," they said in a joint statement. "We have a long tradition of honoring the sacrifices made by our courageous service members." In his State of the Nation address in 2017, President Duterte requested the bells be brought back. The United States government agreed to return the bells. Following more than a century in Wyoming, the bells are now back in Balangiga. I hope you enjoyed our video for today. Please support our channel so we can make more videos that will highlight the Philippines and Filipinos. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to be notified when we release a new video, please click on the notification bell. Thank you and see you all in our next video. Thanks for watching.